and I call Professor Jan Gunnar Persson from the Royal Swedish Institute of Technology to speak about his impressions about what is the state in the technical and sciences and technology.
Okay, thank you. I agree with Professor Enns. It was really worthwhile to be here to participate as an expert, really. You always learn quite a lot, and it's a good way of seeing what's going on in different parts of the world within research. My field is applied research, but in the technology and engineering group, we were three evaluators, my two colleagues from UK, Professor Jennifer Green, Oxford, and Professor Maria-Lena Nikolopoulos also. But Professor Green didn't have any possibility to come here today, so I was called in with a short notice. Okay, I'll give a brief summary of what's in our report, more or less, for the 4 universities to evaluate, 3 universities and 1 research institute, the NICPB. So we start with the University of Tartu then, and talking about engineering and technology and with the focus on applied research then. And our point here for the criterion scientific impact was very good. We found it to be, they have cutting-edge basic research within a wide field, really, as you can see here, material science, smart materials, robotics, biotechnology, synthetic biology, on genetic engineering, and so on. And they also have many industrial applications, for instance, with a fast, rapidly developing Estonian pharmaceutical industry. And they have close national, international collaboration, and the high-level amount of high-level publication is increasing. So, the second criterion, the sustainability and potential of research, was also considered to be very good. An impressive infrastructure, both facilities, buildings, and equipment, and extensive industry links with both SMEs and large corporations. And they have a healthy number of PhD students. But one statement is that the observation is that need to improve the monitoring of PhD students' progress and to speed up the completion of PhDs. Okay, the third criteria then, societal importance of research, was also considered to be very good, so very good on these 3 criteria. Because they have direct transfer of technology to industry, for instance, within computer science, super ultracapacitors, fuel cells, rare earth metal extraction from oil shale residuals, very important in Estonia, of course. The energy production is based on oil shale, and smart building construction materials, and pharmaceutical, not the least. They are also partners in the MAX4 cyclotron beamline at Lund University in Sweden, and they have, at the FSD faculty, they have a unit for handling of patents and industrial application, which is quite good also. Yeah, of course, we consider the scientific basis to be quite sufficient to conduct doctoral studies. So yes, as an answer to this question. Areas of special note was we noted an enthusiastic young academic staff with a high quality, but we also noted some areas in need of improvement. For instance, lack of convenient space for teaching. They have introduced more master's program, more of teaching during recent years, and then there was a lack of space for teaching, both for lecturing and lab spaces in particular. One suggestion for the university was that the facilities are not really adapted for disabled people with wheelchairs and so on. They have the same comment for all of the units we visited. They have old buildings and so on. It's a bit complicated sometimes to have them adapted for access for the disabled people. Okay, we go to the next university, Tallinn Technical University. The first criterion, scientific impact of research, was considered to be very good. Also, impressive research within the wide field, biomedical, power electronics for power grids and solar panels, powder technology for thin films, photovoltaic, for instance, in low-cost materials, and so on. You can see here what's stated. So it's a wide range of applications, and they have many industrial applications, strong record in commercializing their research results, and also good publication record, both in quantity and quality. Second criterion, sustainability and potential research, also considered to be very good. Excellent infrastructure, both advanced and traditional equipment. But the negative is, the point is that we have a threat that was stated also in the previous presentation by the lack of European structural funding, the withdrawal of that could be a threat to the sustainability. Third criterion, social importance of research, considered to be very good. At TTU, they have extensive close collaboration with the industry in 3 ways. They work with further technical development in existing industry, for instance, in the L-ring for the national transmission grid, and for building, with the building construction industry also. The second type of cooperation is or industrialization is foundation of spin-off companies, for instance, for solar panels. And the third way of cooperation with industries as a service provider, doing testing and measurements and so on. They have a high share of their PhDs graduated are employed by the wide variety of industry and business, which is also very good too. Okay, they have a good basis, of course, and sufficient to conduct doctoral studies in the future also. Areas of special note are it's important to maintain graduate schools funding for graduate schools. Graduate schools have been found to be quite efficient with common PhD courses and so on. And yeah, they should encourage cooperation with other research groups, both on national and international level. Some negative points is areas in need of improvement is financial security for PhD students. That has been, it's common for many of the units studied. And suggestions for the university also, again, that facilities are not adapted for disabled people, wheelchair access and so on. Yeah, the third unit evaluated by our group concerning engineering technology was the University of Life Sciences in Tartu. And we found the scientific impact of research to be good. The focus of EMU is sustainability of natural resources and interdisciplinary research, so it's a bit different in their approach, and also focus on applied science rather than basic. They have a number of strong research areas like biofuels, for instance, for internal combustion engines, and an engine lab also, renewable energy in general, microgrids which combine solar energy, wind energy, heat storage, and they're strong in geodetic information, digital terrain models, and building construction materials and testing, concerning insulation and timber construction of buildings. They are also strong in hydraulic. They have a hydraulic lab for study of hydraulic properties in soils and landfills. Let's see. The point here concerning scientific impact was good, not really very good. The interdisciplinary research, as discussed in the previous presentation, could be a bit difficult. Second criterion, sustainability and potential research, was considered to be very good, with an infrastructure of good, high quality that was significantly upgraded based on the European structural funds. But one thing to note is that the high standard must be maintained also with the decline in European funding. That's a common problem you can see in many places. The EMU work with most research areas of key importance for the society, like water management, biofuels, small-scale renewable energy, and land management. And their academic staff is of high quality. But they should try to attract more PhD students. More PhD students would be desirable, so they need to recruit actively. Third criterion, societal importance of research was considered to be very good. With their interdisciplinary research for sustainability of natural resources, they have a unique position in the country, and they have a comprehensive research collaboration especially with Tallinn Technical University and also with universities in other countries. They do contract work for Estonian industry, both for, in particular for smaller companies, SMEs. And they do training of well-qualified scientists. Half of their graduated PhDs are employed by industry. And we found that their scientific basis is quite sufficient also to conduct doctoral studies in the future. Areas of a special note was that among the staff we found an impressive commitment to environmental problem solutions. That's their focus area. But also a number of areas in need of improvement. They have to speed up their PhD completions. It takes too a long time for a PhD student. Suggestions for the state is that their research areas declared by the state as critical were not found to be corresponding to the promotion areas from the state. So they say one thing, but they don't do it in that way. Suggestions for the institution was, they found it to be insufficient recognition of scientific publications, not in the Web of Science, which resulted in less baseline funding. And then we have the problem of buildings not adapted for disabled people, wheelchair access. Okay, then the last of our 4 institutions studied here was the National Institute of Chemical Physics and Biophysics concerning engineering technology. Now they, as we heard in the previous presentation, they are more concentrated on basic research in physics and chemistry. So they don't have that much of applied science. The applications they work with are mostly directed to support, equipment support for their projects in physics. But anyhow, the first criterion, scientific impact of research, was found to be good. And they have a high scientific quality, for instance, in high-performance computing, where they also have commercialized or worked with applications in the national computer network. They work with energy materials, improved solid oxide fuel cells, for instance, and also with refining of ashes from oil shale, which is important in Estonia, and also with advanced equipment for instrumentation used in the research in condensed matter physics, advanced terahertz spectrometer for study of magnetic systems and so on, and characterization of nanomaterials. They have a strong publication record both in quantity and quality. Yeah, we found sustainability and potential research, the second criteria, we found to be satisfactory, but we have the problem already stated here. With challenges to the sustainability, that they are entirely grant-based with their funding, which is very volatile. So lack of funding for equipment and also lack of funding for equipment used by university PhD students. They have a lot of PhD students coming from Tallinn Technical University and Tartu University, but they have no special funding of those activities. Okay, but the infrastructure and equipment was found to be quite significant, very good quality. Third criteria, societal importance of research was found to be good because they primarily work with basic research within physics and material physics. But they anyhow have a number of commercial applications. We have spin-off companies formed, for instance, a large-scale computer cluster for national computer cluster, a company called OpenNode for software with cloud architecture, and a company Linguist for machine learning and learning foreign languages and fuel cells, etc. PhD students from TTU and UT participate actively in the research at this lab. I think this is the last slide. Areas in need of improvement are need to focus on liaison with industrial partners to strengthen the work with industry and applications. The suggestion for the state, of course, it's related to the funding situation. They almost exclusively have grant-based funding. So, no, possibly. Okay, they have must have been written in the wrong way, but they have they have grant-based funding, but that could easily stop. So it's a financial insecurity, possible failure, and if funding is stopped, then there could be a failure of the entire institute, NICPB. Suggestions for the institution is also concerned the buildings and adaptation for disabled people. I think that was all. It was a condensed version of the report that we have already. We have some ideas for how to improve the process in the procedure in the future, but that we can take up during discussion this afternoon. Okay, thank you so much.